Good morning, folks. You're tuned to Car Connection, where the coffee's strong, the stories are real, and the wrenches never stop turning. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you from the Car Connection Workshop, where the smell of fresh oil, a little elbow grease, is all part of a balanced breakfast. And around here, we don't just talk cars, we live them. Whether it's a 25-year-old Jeep Wrangler getting a second chance at life, or a Nissan Rogue getting its brakes back in order, or perhaps that mystery leak. Just dealt with that. Yep, sometimes they get us all scratching our heads. This is where we roll up our sleeves and get it done with a little wit, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. The Car Connection isn't just about nuts, bolts, and diagnostics. It's about connection. Connection to our vehicles, to the people who drive them, and to the community that keeps Niagara rolling. Because when you fix a car, you're not just turning a wrench, you're actually restoring someone's confidence, their freedom, and maybe even their sanity. We're here every week for you. That's right. Monday through Saturday is the morning drive, 8 a.m. morning drive with Motormouth. So we've made it to the weekend, friends. And for those of you who work the weekends, well, we have a special edition for you now on Saturday mornings. 1 hour of yours truly, Motormouth, on Saturday mornings. So you can, you can wake up slowly, get one eye open, pry the other one open and hold it open with a spoon, and join me for an entire hour. So we're here for you every single week, Monday through Saturday, wherever you pull your podcasts from. You'll find us there. We're on all the major ones, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon, Apple. And again, wherever you pull your podcasts from, just type in Car Connection Workshop and you'll find us there. So whether you're a weekend renter, a daily commuter, or someone who just wants to understand what that rattle really is, then join us. Hey, we got a number of things changing up this coming week. Starting next Friday, we're going to have Fun Friday here in the Car Connection Workshop, and we're going to be talking about next Friday. Are you ready for it? Here it is. This is going to be, I'm actually going to broadcast that particular show next Friday for the very first Fun Friday in the Car Connection Workshop. A bucket, 20-liter pail, 5-gallon pail of ice water. I'll be standing and speaking into the microphone instead of sitting on my studio chair. And we may have the medics sitting by prepared with some Valium to bring us back down off of our rant. You'll get it in just a minute. Yeah, we're going to be talking about insurance. Insurance Rant Friday, next Friday. So be prepared. Lock down your beverage and come along for the ride. And thank you for inviting us into your automobile or wherever you are listening to our podcast. We'll be celebrating 100 podcasts towards next week, tail end. I think we're going to be there around the tail end of next week, and we'll begin season 2. But all the podcasts are available to you on our iHeartRadio library. I had to think there for a minute. Library card. No, you don't need a library card. You can just go in and pull up any one of our podcasts by date and title. It's all there for you, well organized. So next Friday begins our Car Connection Workshop. Friday, Fun Friday. I got too much going on in my brain at the moment. It's Friday, okay? We made it to the weekend. Insurance Rant Friday. That's what we're going to call it. Why you pay and still lose. Yeah, I get it. Insurance is a wise investment. Oh, no, how's that go again? Yeah, we had an insurance company with us for quite a brokerage for quite a few years. Oh, yeah, here, I got it. I got this. Insurance may seem like an expense till you need it. It's a wise investment. I had to say that for quite a few years. And you know what? I had a really good broker. I've since moving things over closer to town to another brokerage. And I love working with a brokerage and not insurance corporate, period. No. Insurance corporate, you're not even a donut hole, my friend. You're just a number, a Joe, a nothing. And getting insurance like through a bank or through a grocery store, you're just asking for problems. It's already a problem on its own. So I better back off right now because I kind of feel myself getting sucked in to the insurance abyss. And I'm going to share a story with you next Friday that it falls right in line with exactly what I said. Why you pay and still lose. So have your comments ready. If you have questions or you want to spit a comment out ahead of time and I'll read it for you, and maybe not verbatim. Just remember, this is a family channel. Keep it user friendly. If I have to on the fly, as I've read so many commercials, like been handed to me like 6 seconds before the microphone goes live. Go, can you read that today, Motormouth? Yeah, I'm on that. I got this. Yeah. So if you want to send me a comment ahead of time because you're going to be driving, and I don't want anyone skidding off the road next Friday as we go into an insurance rant Friday. So from next Friday onward, we'll have fun Fridays. We'll just pick topics that we can bounce around, have some fun with. Coming up after that, I planned, we're going to talk about minivans. Yeah, minivans. So here's another way for you to send me an email. Let me know what you think about minivans. They're people movers. You know what? They do a great job. I mean, yeah, we can't beat up minivans too much, but we can have some fun with it anyway. All in good fun. You know, can you really look cool in a minivan? Let me know. Like, what's your garb? Like, what do you got to wear? What do you got to do? Do you add some accessories to the minivan to make it look cooler? Yeah. What do you do? How can you pull that off? Hey, minivan moms, how do you pull it off? How do you look, like, that's one hot mama behind the wheel of that minivan. Yeah. How do you pull that off? Let me know in the comments. And how do you comment? You send me a comment through my email, niall@ccbusnet.com. You can go to the largest drawer in our toolbox at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. I always put this in the description. So, if your co-pilot this morning is kind of a little out of it, it is the end of the week. It's okay. I always put all the contacting information in the description of our YouTube videos as well as our podcast. So you can email me through our website. There's a website form there, and all the comments come directly to me. And you can also comment and ship that over to me through our YouTube videos as well. So let's have some fun with that. How do you personally look cool behind the wheel of a minivan? Yeah. Again, what's your garb? Do you have to dress a certain way, certain style of sunglasses? Do you add some accessories to your minivan to kind of make it look, street hot? I don't know. I've never owned one, but I'll be working on one next week. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll have to get Skippy, our videographer, to kind of take a picture of me behind the wheel of a minivan and see if I can pull that off. I'm going to need some help here, okay? All you minivan owners, I'm going to need some help. Help me dress and look cool behind the wheel of a minivan. So next Friday, you got this? So you can send your comments in ahead of time if you're going to be driving, heading to work, and you want to jump in on the conversation, but you can't. Send me your comments ahead of time through my email, niall@ccbusnet.com. And, I'll read your comment out on the air, and maybe we'll have a prize for that person. I don't know. We'll figure something out. 31 years on radio. We do a lot of stuff and live. You do stuff on the fly and have a lot of fun. 31 years of a lot of fun with our listeners, and we want to create the same thing here. So we better move along this morning. We do have a topic. Yes, I have a Friday topic. It's not Fun Friday today, but we will crank it up starting next week. So don't forget to send your comments in. How do you look cool? How can you look cool in a minivan? That's for guys and gals, fellas and fellettes, guys and dolls. Join in on that conversation by sending me an email through our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. That's where you'll find everything we talk about here. Everything is positioned on the homepage of our website for you to connect and follow, like, share, ring the bell, you know, the whole package, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, you are missing a ton of automotive basic fundamentals that will save you a ton of money and help you to make that car of yours. If this is the last one, you know what I'm saying? This is the last vehicle, and we got to make it last, honey, and we're not making any more payments. I can help you get there. 300,000, 400,000, 600,000 kilometers, and who cares how old it is? Keep it looking nice, wash it, clean it, walk it, gas it, oil it, do all those things, and guess what? You will follow in my footsteps and be driving older vehicles that look like they just left the lot. And I get asked that all the time. What year is that? 07. You gotta be kidding me. No. I got a good one. Yeah, it self-cleans and never needs any parts. Wow, that's amazing. How did you find that? I'm just kidding. Oh, you see him kind of go, oh, I thought that was for real. Like I'm looking at a unicorn here. Anyhow, so on the homepage of our website, you'll find all the contact information for our program partners and sponsors and recommended businesses. All their logos are there. Just click open the logo. You get to their profile page. Secondly, top right-hand corner of the homepage is where you'll find all the links that you need to connect, follow, share, like, and be a part of our Car Connection Motormouth community and be a part of the crew. So we've got our YouTube, our Facebook, our Instagram, where Skippy, our videographer, puts up reels and bloopers that you won't find anywhere else. There's Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, and you might say, what is that all about? Well, our videographer lives in Stevensville for many years, knows everybody there, and then some, even knows the people that are coming in. I don't know how that happens. But anyhow, she created a website to bring the mom and pop shops and the community all together. So bring the people that are running the businesses there and the community together. So my parents are from Stevensville. They still live there. My mom passed away in 22, and my pops is still there in Stevensville, making it happener over there. He's 89 and still driving. He drives a Lexus Turbo. Yeah, that's concerning. Anyhow, we better move on. How about that one? Yeah. You know, I never thought, I hope he's not listening this morning, but anyways, I never thought my pops would be driving a Lexus. I kid you not. He drove minivans for years. I kid you not. It was one minivan after the other. Yeah. And now he's driving an NX something turbo Dewey thingy. Lexus. Yeah. Yeah, how cool is that? So he's over in Stevensville for almost 42 years, I think, now. So we tied it all. It's all tied in together. And you can also send me an email through that website. Just click on the businesses tab, and that will get you to our profile page. We also have over there our iHeartRadio link. Just click on the icon. And we also have our store. Our online store is there. So merch is available to you there. And when you purchase merch, you're standing with us to help those who are struggling with addiction to get to a total freedom addiction campus, Canada and USA. And that's what they do. That's their thing, is helping people with addictions work through them, over them, under them, and past them to a brand new life. Well, let's jump into our Swiggy this morning, because I'm looking at it and it's calling me. So if you're just going through the drive-through, remember, it's drive-through. You cannot reverse in the drive-through and live through it. Just don't do it. It's not. It's a suggestion, okay? So double check your order, lock it down in your cup holder, and hand over the 16 pack of Crayola crayons and the folded up leaf bag, which is our Motormouth laptop. Get them to take some notes. If you miss any information, you can just click on our iHeartRadio link on our homepage. That'll take you to our library, and you have almost 100 episodes to filter through, different topics on each. So we want to thank our certified financial planning professionals for bringing us our morning swiggy. So get your beverage ready because we count it down, 3, 2, 1, and have a swiggy. Thank you to Tony Miele, Larry Tetro, 50 years of experience as fiduciaries. They're with IG Wealth Management, looking after portfolios, investment portfolios. And I'll say this, and I'll say it again and again and again. For all of yous who have investments at the bank, get the heck out. What were you thinking? Get that money working hard for you, not you hard for the money. Yeah, no disrespect, but, banks make disgusting amounts of profit, and you deserve to have your money working hard for you. And I can say this. I've sent people to Tony and Larry, and they've pulled all that out of the bank, and they're happy now. They're making a lot of money on their investments. So I say that with no disrespect to any advisors, but you need to be working with certified financial planning professionals, not advisors. Advisors are like auto mechanic apprentices. They're not certified financial planning professionals that know tax planning and making sure that you have the 6 pillars set up for you. It's important you work with those who have the fruit on the tree. Again, no disrespect, but you're not making any money on your money at the bank. It's not working hard for you. So get those questions answered. If you're toting some debt and you think, you know what, we're going down for the 3rd time, this is it, it's over, you need that hour and a coffee. Get your questions answered by those who can actually help you. So, those who, everybody wants to solve everybody else's problems. You ever notice that when it comes to finances? Oh, I wouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. If their feet aren't standing where you want to be, then you should not be taking advice from that person for anything. Just smile, don't be disrespectful, and move on and take care of that business yourself. Trust me. Sit down and talk about your debt issues, estate planning, powers of attorney, health proxies. They can set up a mortgage for you. I haven't had a mortgage with a bank for decades, and I'll tell you what, never will. Never going back. I'm telling you, never going back. The one day I walk into the bank I've been doing business with for so many years, and the bank manager says to me, Niall, you know what? I hate small businesses. And I looked at him and I go, and I used to work with his brother. And I go, really? Well, that's nice. That says love right there. I got the heck out. Yes, I did. Went back to the credit union where they treat you like a person, a real person. So mortgages, life insurance, critical illness insurance, all that is covered. I have that all taken care of through Tony and Larry. I've worked with them for over 20 years. You're in good standing. So thank you guys for doing the great job that you do. And book that hour and a coffee. It's a discovery meeting. Get your questions answered by those who can answer them with correct knowledge. And you know what? Life will move on so much more smoothly for you. I kid you not. If I could put you in my head for 15 seconds, you'd go, I need to make that call. I need to book that discovery meeting. And please, please, please don't waste their time either. These guys are busy. They're 2 of the best, well decorated in all of Canada, and they're the most humblest guys you could ever meet. They don't need any more clients, but they want to help our Car Connection listeners. And if you're one of them, take advantage of that hour and a coffee and leave your wallet at home. Nobody's going to sell you anything. So you can leave your wallet at home. You can meet by Zoom, in the conference room, in a coffee shop, at your home, not in a box with a fox. I did ask him that. They were, it was kind of like, really? Motormouth, really? In a box with a fox? Come on. So you'll find them on our website. So 3, 2, 1. You ready? Here we go. We're launching. 3, 2, 1. It's warm again. It's me. It was me. I left it parked somewhere while I was getting ready to get up here into the studio. Yeah, we'll deal with it. It's not life-threatening or earth-shattering. Definitely not. Car Connection brought to you by Niagara Block at 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, built in Canada since 1931, the Grimo family, providing building materials, hardscape, landscaping materials to help you create that backyard oasis you've always wanted. Now's the time. Now is the time to get on the schedule. If you want it done this year, you need to get a move on. We're almost into March, and contractors are the good contractors, their calendars fill up very, very quickly. So you want to jump on that. They'll help you pick out the materials you want to use, and they can also give you a referral to a contractor that can estimate the project accurately, start it, finish it, and boom, there you go. Your beautiful backyard space, or whatever space you want to create. Niagara Block, Montrose Road, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, built in Canada since 1931. How cool is that? That is so cool. Today's weather forecast. You ready for it? Take a deep breath. Run like the wind. 39 degrees now with heavy rain. Wind, and this is in the Niagara region, folks. So if you're listening in Uruguay or wherever you are, this probably will not help you. Not today. We're in the Niagara region. Yeah, you know where the good falls is, the really nice one? Yeah, we have the really nice falls. Let me know what you think. Do you think our Canadian side falls is nicer than the American side falls? Yeah, put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. 39 degrees now with heavy rain. Wind is making it feel colder, about 33 degrees. Cloudy conditions from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. with windy conditions expected at 4 p.m. today. So batten down the hatches, lock down the barbecue, keep Sparky on the porch. Today's temperature range will be from 33, and I never speak Celsius, all right? I'm a Fahrenheit, inches, feet kind of guy, yards, that's me. Today's temps, 33 to 49 degrees. More snow's going to melt. I think this is the calm before the storm for us on the south shores of Lake Erie. It's going to feel more like 14 degrees to 39 degrees. So take it easy out there. Snows, possible 1 to 2 inches. And 0.45 inches of rain. So at some point, it could flip over to the white stuff and we can have a winter event. So, you know what? Adjust your driving habits based on road conditions. Slow down, folks. Slow down, okay? Take it easy. Take it easy. Slow down. Watch out for the other guy. Be careful out there. It only takes a split second for everything to change, if you know what I'm saying. All right, let's jump into our topic this morning. So remember, next Friday, we're going to have an insurance rant. So be with us. Join us. And if you have your 2 cents, if you want to throw your 2 cents worth in ahead of time, you can do that by sending me an email, niall@ccbusnet.com. And that'll all be you'll find that in any one of our YouTube videos in the description, how to connect, and where the links are found to connect with us. Like, share, follow, subscribe, the whole 9 yards is all in the description boxes for our YouTube videos and also our podcasts on iHeartRadio. That's where our library is. And soon to be moving into series 2. We're going to be moving into season 2, actually. That's what we're calling it. Season 2, podcast 101. Huge. So today we're talking about, I kind of messed up yesterday, so if you can't remember what I told you yesterday, the topic was going to be perfect. You're spot on. I was on my, in my ledger where I keep topics. I have everything arranged ahead of time, and I was on the wrong page. I was 1 week ahead. Sorry. My bad. Today we're going to be talking about, it's episode 92 in season 1. Preventative maintenance that actually saves money, not dealer checklist stuff. Yeah, glove box light, does it work? Can you stick your head in there for me? Yeah, it's off. That really hurts. Can you open it? Check. Door handles, are they working? Check. Wipers, are they in place? Check. Does the trunk open with the remote? Click. Check. And you pay for all that. I know it kind of sounds redundant, but seriously, my neighbor gave me his checklist. He goes, I'm not paying $900 for an oil change. Yeah. And checking stuff. He goes, I can walk around and check and make sure my door handles are on, my mirrors are good, my wipers are in position, and they clean the window or they don't. I don't need to pay somebody to check that. Wipers in order, check, $30. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it's not. It's over the top. Seriously. If we still had our shop on the Hamilton Mountain, Jenkins Automotive and Repairs, we did cars, trucks, light trucks, and buses, heavy equipment, not heavy equipment, not there. Couldn't do it there. We didn't have the parking. We checked all that. If you chose off of our menu board full service oil change, you got all that checked for you for one price, the cost of the oil change service. We did all that for you and adjusted tire pressures and left you a little goodie inside the card and a referral card, and we washed your car so when you picked it up, it was nice and clean for you. That's what we did. Yeah. I don't know if anybody else is doing that now, but that's what we did. That's how I was trained in the shop I worked in. Every vehicle, whether it came in for a flat repair or a headlight, we washed it. Gave it a quick wash in the wash bay, and out it went. Now we're done. My boss would say, you're not done till you do that. And make sure you put referral card in there and always a little goodie bag, chocolates, mints, or whatever. And then we started putting gifts. Yeah, because I had a supplier for gifts, and we'd put, in the fall, everybody got a snow brush. In the spring, everyone got a small purse-size umbrella. Make sure we keep you dry. Yeah. So today we're talking about preventative maintenance that actually saves money, not dealer checklist stuff. Don't get me started on that any further. Otherwise, we will be in super deep this morning. I think we'll start off talking about the fluids and how important that is. It's a small service, but I call that a small service, but it's huge. And that's where you really need to take into consideration, no, you're not bothering a fully licensed automotive technician to do your services for you. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind that, you know what, you're not bothering me to say I need to bring it in for an oil change service, because that is the opportunity for me to check your vehicle over for you, which is important. You want to know what's going on, and that's all part of the video we've just put together. It will be up on our YouTube channel February 27th. I break down and show you fleet maintenance on our car connection maintenance schedule package, which is good for all ages, small humans, medium-sized humans, full-size humans, seniors, young kids. Get them started. You got adult daughters and sons driving cars. Get them started on how to take care of it. And one of the things we're going to talk about in a future program is those kids, don't just hand them a car. That's the wrong thing to do, folks. Whether you're a grandparent or a parent, don't go out there and buy them the bomb. The best car out there. They're going to beat the living tar out of it when they're with their friends. Not saying all kids will do that, but you know what? From experience, having a shop on the Hamilton Mountain, we had, parents, they're both working. They buy their kid a car, and that thing was busted every single month. There was something wrong with it every single month. And I even had one kid try and blame it on me, and I'll tell you, I ate his lunch and took his milk money right in front of his parents. Yeah, that went over really well, because then they discovered that little Sonny Jim, who says he's an angel, an angel with a black halo. I said, when when that car and that kid is out of your eyesight, he's a different person behind the wheel. And then it came down to proving it. And then with the young chap sitting there, standing there, and he's busted, right? I showed facts, just facts. And I said, here's the deal. This is how this breaks. And this is the third one. He's racing the car. He's drag racing his buddies. Spinning the wheels, hitting the blacktop, the wheel locks and grips, bam, breaks the drive axle. So the company that rebuilt drive axles for us out in the Burlington area, my friend David out there is retired now, great fella. He says, this kid's drag racing this car. You got to nip this in the bud, because he says, I can't keep rebuilding these things under warranty, because he says, I clearly know how this is done. I go, you and me both. This is number 3, and Pops is looking at me like with the big glowing stink eye. Are you ripping me off? So that's when David said, I'm going to fix it again, and you're going to charge the young gentleman half the money. Half the money. He's going to pay for this axle shaft at half price. So he says, you got to call him in with his parents with the car. And I'm going to send this broken one back to you so you have something to show them. And I'll send you another one that's rebuilt. And that's how we knocked that out of the park. So I'm just saying that because it's important that you know and understand. Get the kids going on maintenance. Get them to have skin in the game. Because when they don't, they treat that vehicle when you're not around like a bad, bad donkey. And then they go, oh, here, Mom, it's broken again. It needs some work. They need to pay for some of the service. If you do not put the kids in a role where, A, they have skin in the game, that means they're working on the side, they got money in that car. Because when they don't, trust me, your little angels have black wings when they're out on the road with their buddies in the car. It becomes a toy. And they treat it like a bad, bad donkey. And then it's their car when it's working well, and it's your car, Mom and Daddy's. The keys are on the counter. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's making a noise. There will always be something. So just a suggestion. A, don't buy them the super car. You buy them a beater, because they're going to finish it off. Yeah, this can be a whole topic, and we'll do it. But I've kind of gone off on a tangent, because this is an area I've seen it over and over and over and over, and the cycle just continues like a vortex. The car comes in, it's broken again. And it's got more dents and dings and bruises than the Titanic has holes. What are they doing with the car? Just stuff falls out of it? What they call the atmospheric dump site? Where's all the rocket ship parts and stuff go? Well, they just cycle around until they can't. Yeah, and they hit my car. I don't know what it was, but it just fell out of the sky. That's how that big dent got there. Yeah, I had a neighbor's kid. That's another story. We'll go down that rabbit hole another time. Another kid, a daughter. Yeah, the angel with the black wings tried to throw me under the bus. Yeah, the whole front of the car came off. I sold them this car. Fantastic car. I think they still have it in the barn somewhere. 92 VW Jetta, 4-door, sunroof, 1.6. Digifont, you'll never burn the thing out. But the daughter, holy smokes. I get the call. Yeah, Niall was my neighbor, and actually my landlord at the time, because I had just moved into town. That was 2005. Can you come over and have a look at the car? The front end fell off. What? I go, what do you mean the front end fell off? Front end fell off. I'll be right there. I go trucking across the yard, because their house was right behind the house I was renting. And I get there, and so the daughter's standing there, the car's there, and the whole front bumper, grill, and everything is just hanging there. I mean, it's just hanging there. I'm going to tell you the story. so yeah, don't leave you in suspenders. So anyways, I look at the daughter and I go, what really happened here? Well, what do you mean? I go, no, what really happened here? Because this doesn't happen by itself. It can't. It can't. It's fastened in. All the fasteners are broken. This bumper is hanging for a reason. So I'm looking and I'm looking for clues. And her mother's standing there and looking at me, and I'm looking at the daughter and I'm going, yeah, there's a lot more to this story. This isn't my workmanship. This is somebody else's workmanship that is standing right here with us right now. Because all the fasteners that hold this whole front nose piece on are all broken. I go, oh, look, there's a big clump of hair here. Did you hit an animal? Now she starts bawling. I mean, she's not just bawling, she is bawling. And I go, I think it's time for me to go now. Is that the time? So her mother goes, thank you, Niall. Sorry to bother you. We'll continue this conversation between us. So later that day, I got the phone call. Yeah, somebody hit an animal and killed it. There you go. But the front end fell off. So I'm saying that moms and dads, grandparents, you want to give your young daughter or son a car, you need to make sure they have skin in the game. And that means checking their own fluids. That's where I was going with this. Get them on checking their own fluids and taking care of the car. But if the only time you get to see or drive the car is when they go, it's making a funny noise. I don't know what happened. We were just driving, along the parkway, and all of a sudden, it's just making this. I'm scared of the car. So here's the keys. Yeah, what do you think they were doing? Trust me, when they're on their own, it's not too bad. But when they put their buddies in the car, your son or daughter turns into an animal behind the steering wheel. And they know they don't have to pay for it if they break it. Or ding, dent. And I'll tell you, the vehicles look like they've been survived a Beirut car bomb just barely by the time they're done with it. Every ding, scratch, and dent, front to back, side to side, the vehicles get beat up. So don't put a lot of money into that, and make sure that they're learning how to take care of it. And first of all, by having skin in the game. They got money into the car. And teach them, you break it, then you pay for it. And I'll share the little lecture that my pops shared with me. And for me, for some reason, I'm the middle child. Just so you know. Yeah. That's why I left home at 16. Never been back. We all get along, but not at that point in time, no. No, I was not allowed to touch the family car after my brother thought it was NASCAR and quarter-mile drags. 2 cars he wrecked. 2. Yeah, so it was like, when you get your license, you're not going to be able to touch the family car. Don't even think about it. It's not yours. You will never be able to use it. So if you can't buy a car, you'll be taking the bus. If you miss the bus, you're going to be walking. You'll know why you have feet and 2 legs. And the list went on and on and on. And when you get a car, if you can't afford to put gas and oil in it, you won't drive it. If you can't insure it on your own policy, you won't be driving it. If you break it, you'll be fixing it or you won't be driving it. So the list went on and on and on. And I did have a car of my own, and I did take care of it. And I bought it with my own money, and I fixed it and got my insurance. And then I left home. So I'm just saying. And that's why I say preventative maintenance starts with your kids. Don't just hand them a car. You want to teach them how to take care of it. And yourself at the same time. Checking the coolant. Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to top it up if you have to? Brake fluid. When should that be changed? Well, coolant, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to watch excellent couple of videos, they're in probably, I think they're in the first dozen or so that we did on our YouTube channel. I'm testing and showing you all those things, where the fluids are, what they are, how we check them, how we test them. There is no lifetime coolant out there. That's another talking head sales technique that a lot of you have bought into. It ain't lifetime. And I show you that on the video. Yeah, you'll be quite shocked, actually, how that science experiment worked out, and we caught it on video. Brake fluid should be flushed every 24 months. What that does is prevents, in fact, after the program today, I got to make up a brake line. We're almost wrapped up with our 97 Jeep TJ Wrangler Rescue. We're down to the nitty-gritty now, and we're moving on to some other projects. There are other things that need to be done that I'm not going to bother most of you with unless you want to see me welding in a torque box on the floor of the Jeep on the driver's side, and we've got to remove the lower plate that holds the transmission and the transfer case all in place because it's just caked with mud and gravel and stuff, and I need to use the hoist to do that. So I'm going to do that in the spring and power wash it outside first and then drop the pan. That's my game plan. There's other things that I can do to just finish it off in the meantime. So we're wrapping that project up. So brake fluid every 24 months, it gets contaminated with moisture and it turns color. It should look like apple juice. Yeah, not motor oil. And when it starts to look dark, that means it's contaminated. Those contaminants get into all the braking components, and that's how it ends up costing you a whole lot more money. Thus and so, fleet maintenance, we're always ahead of that. So that, like I said, write that down. February 27th, the video comes out on our YouTube channel where I break down our fleet maintenance, car connection maintenance schedule, how it works, why it works, and how it's going to save you a ton of money. And your sons and daughters that have vehicles should have one, and you should help them work through it so that they learn how to take care of an automobile from the very beginning so they're not stuck in the never plan paying interest and principal on automobiles, because that is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, if you got pockets full of cash, just let me know where you're walking so I can, bring my rake and my garbage can so I can rake some up and put it in there, because I don't have deep pockets either. I'm not quite a tightwad, but almost. Yeah, I'm not a minimalist, but I'm actually kind of leaning that way now. It's time to, unload a pile of stuff and, yeah, you know what I'm saying, downsize. So coolant should be flushed, gushed, and flushed every 24 months. Forget this all lifetime coolant, because it's just a farce. And it was back in 1992 when it came out the first time. It sells because that's what you want to hear. Maintenance free. Yeah. That's what you want to hear. That's what the talking heads are spewing out there. That's the noise. That's the noise, not the signal. I'm giving you the signal on how you can make a vehicle go 600,000 miles. So coolant every 24 months. Brake fluid, gush and flush, the whole system every 24 months. Power steering fluid every 24 months. All these fluids get heated and cooled every single day. The reason they degrade, decompose, and break down is from heat. It's called thermal breakdown, folks. That's what we learned right in trade school in college. I went to Mohawk College, just for all of you out there who wonder. And a great school. Excellent MVM, motor vehicle mechanic school to get into. Because you know what? There's no fluff. You either know your trade or you don't. You either pass the exam or you don't. You're either in it to win it or you cease training. You have to go all the way back to the beginning of your trade. Yeah, great school. Discipline. So power steering fluid, it runs so hot, folks, you can make donuts in there with the power steering fluid. And again, it gets dark, it gets dirty, it gets filled up with carbon and metallic bits from the mechanics. All the mechanicals, they grind each other. That's the best way for me to say. They grind each other, even though there's fluids protecting them, and that those metal particles floating around in the fluids need to come out of there. That's where more damage happens. Timing components. Again, we're seeing a lot of engines going back to timing chains. Thank God for that, because the timing belt thing really sucked with a K and a T. Yeah, and costing people a lot of money. The reason they did that was to cost you more money. That's right. That's why. I have vehicles that have timing belts, and I'll tell you what, I hate the job. I really do. It's not one of my faves because you got to take half the freaking engine apart. You might as well pull it all out and put it on the bench to do it. And you got to do that service in the car, and it costs you, the consumer, hours and hours of labor. So if your vehicle is equipped with a timing belt or you don't know, you need to find out. And again, that's part of our Car Connection fleet maintenance package. Is on that list is timing belt. Does your vehicle have one? When is the manufacturer recommendation for replacement? Because if it's an engine where when the timing belt breaks, the pistons tap dance with the valves, and if you don't know what that means, you can watch videos on that. I have all that up on our YouTube channel so you can see what valves look like, what pistons with holes look like because of neglecting a cooling system. All that is up there for you folks on our YouTube channel. Teaching you, showing you the components, what it is, where it is, how it works, how it breaks, and how you can avoid all those expensive repairs by simply knowing stuff, knowing some of the basic fundamentals of owning and operating an automobile. Moving on. So timing belt. If your vehicle is equipped with one, you need to know that. Number two, you need to know what's the recommendation for replacing it and then subtract. You ready? Whatever the manufacturer calls for, subtract 10,000 kilometers, and that's when you change it. Because the last thing you want to do is say, well, I'm going to get every ounce of wear and tear out of that timing belt I possibly can before I have to spend that money. Well, if the belt breaks and it's an interference engine, that means the engine is done. Easily put. If it's a non-interference engine, happy day. That means the belt breaks, the engine doesn't smash itself to pieces. But if it's not, if it's an interference engine, when that timing belt breaks, your engine's done. It's not an if, it's when. I'll tell you that guaranteed. If I were a betting man, I'd bet on the pistons and valves are going to smash each other if you have an interference engine that has a timing belt. So you need to know whether your vehicle is equipped with that. And it's a phone call or Google. Does my vehicle, year, make, model, have a timing belt? Engine size. Oil changes. We've talked about this before. That's the small service, but it's a huge maintenance. Get your mechanic to do the service for you so they can check the vehicle over and do a courtesy check. And yeah, they're not billing you for everything. Door handles, check. Keyholes, check. Glove box light, check. Sun visors, operation, check. Door handles, interior, check. No, you don't pay for that. It's all part of the service, looking the vehicle over while we're doing an oil change. And I used to call that my I Spy service. Is I Spy, look the vehicle over. You want a trained eye doing your oil changes so to spot things before they get to the egads, man. That's how much it's going to cost. Yeah, I think I need some medication. Yeah, some therapy. Do not extend your oil changes. Again, white noise, the talking heads selling you extending your oil change services. Do not do that. It's not their engine, it's yours. It's not their car, it's yours. It's not their money that's going to fix it, it's yours. That's what you have to tell yourself. It's my car, my engine, my service. When I call it, I call it. They want to extend the oil change service on their own personal car, knock yourself out. That's what I say. You go right ahead. As for me and my house, no. I change my oil on every vehicle except for our European cars that go to the car shows in the summer. They run a special oil so we can get more mileage out of it, but we still don't push it. My everyday drivers, 3,500K oil change. You go, wow. Yeah, I throw out better motor oil than most of you have in your car this morning. But you know what? I know the cost of engines. Yeah, scares the you-know-what out of me. It's a lot of money. And if you all of a sudden had to come up with that money, do you got it? 5, 6 grand? 13 grand? 16 grand? Yeah, I'm doing a study right now on EVs. We're going to do a series on that. You're going to be shocked. And it's not going to be shocked to kind of all you guys and gals that run an EV. Hey, if that's what you want to drive, hey, knock yourself out. That's what I say. Knock yourself out. Drive what you like. But you do need to understand everything that's really going on behind the EVs. Yeah. It's not a planet-friendly thing. And I'm done a lot of research, and it's not from the talking heads, folks. I don't go to those people. This is real research. And what I've uncovered is absolutely disgusting and scary and does not help the planet one iota whatsoever, period. So anyways, that's another program. I'm going to do a series on that because people keep asking me, Motormouth, what do you think? What are your thoughts on EVs? Well, first of all, you got to do your homework. And I did about an hour's worth of research yesterday. And I'll tell you what, I found some information and digging that it disgusts me. It absolutely disgusts me. That the talking heads are saying this, but here's what's really going on behind the scenes, and they know it. They all know it. That's the part that disgusts me. They're over here saying, yeah, they're the best thing since sliced bread. It's going to be mandated that you have to get one, blah, 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 blah. And over here, they know all this is going on. All of them. So we'll talk about that another time. Not dissing anybody whatsoever. You want to buy an EV, you want to drive an EV, that's your thing, that's your stick. God bless you. Period. That's what you want, that's okay. Drive what you like. Not dissing you whatsoever. So don't send me any hate mail because I only have one feeling left and I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't pay attention to that stuff. I say no to drama. Inspection intervals. I'm going to leave it with that because that is so critical. If you're not able to do what I just talked about yourself, and a lot of you can, you will make it to 300,000, 400,000, 600,000 kilometers or miles, whichever one you prefer. You can get there by doing the simple things. Coolant, brake fluid, power steering fluid, transmission fluid. How many of you right now in the vehicle that you have, if it's an automatic, has done a transmission service? If not, why? That's my question to you. Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear your comments. Who told you don't need to do that? The white noise, because it's not true. I don't care who they are. It's not true. They're very expensive, and the oil degrades from heat, from thermal breakdown. I don't care if it's the goldest royal synthetic transmission oil we've ever seen on the face of the planet. It's drilled down and sucked out of the earth's crust at so many feet under the ground, and it's synthetic. I don't care. It's a transmission. It's got bands. It's got servos. It's got solenoids. It's got more wiring in that transmission than what powers the space shuttle. No. So when was the last time you did an automatic transmission service? That means we take the pan down. If it has a pan, we go in there, we clean it out. We're looking for particles and pieces, anything that indicates there's a problem coming, so we can let you know. We don't do a gush and flush. I'm not a fan of the intravenous style transmission service. No, I want a real transmission service where if it has a filter or a screen that's serviceable, we get it out of there, we clean it, we service it, we inspect the transmission, and then refill it with the appropriate fluid. So how many of you have done a transmission service since you own the car? There's my question to you. Let me know in the comments. I think we better cut it off there because it's almost an hour already, believe it or not. That's why they call me Motormouth. You know that, right? Yeah. Well, we'll see you tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. Thank you to Rainbow Motors and Garage up in Scarborough, Rita and Remiz, Shanuda, taking care of our Car Connection listeners up in the Scarborough area. Rainbow Motors and Garage, sales and service you can always trust. You can buy a vehicle there. Some of them qualify for extended vehicle warranties, aftermarket warranties that are pretty decent, actually. And they service all years, makes, and models of automobiles, including light commercial vehicles as well. Thank you to City Auto Sales as well. Sales and leasing, low mileage vehicles at quality prices, fair prices. Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. Buy with confidence, be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. And for both locations, if they don't have the vehicle you're looking for, these people are fantastic with the resources where they can find what you're looking for, and they know how to pick them. They're not going to sell you any junk. That's the reason they're a part of Car Connection. That's why I don't have a whole ton of dealers and stuff piled on to me, is because, you know what? The best dealership has not even been built yet. That's what I always say. It's not been built yet. And number 3, yes, Crystal Ridge Dream Center. They're busy today serving out the door. I just got news yesterday. They used to do about 150 meals out the door on Tuesdays and Fridays. They're well over 250, closer to 260. And that used to cost them around $400. Then it jumped to $600. It's over $800 to feed out the door, all age groups, men, women, children, small humans, big humans. Tuesdays and Fridays, they feed out the door, and they're serving men, women, children, meals, love, and hope. Single moms, they have programs for single moms, and no one asks you for a dime. So if you can do something to help them, volunteer or donate each month, $25 or more, you get a tax receipt. They're a nonprofit, faith-based organization, just like Total Freedom Addiction Campuses. They're a nonprofit, faith-based organization. Take no money from anywhere else. They have to raise the funds to make sure that people can get there. So till tomorrow morning, make it an amazing Friday, folks. Have another cup of Joe. Take a little bit longer lunch. Just tell them Motormouth said I could. Squeeze a little more out of your coffee break, but be respectful to your boss and appreciate your job. And we'll see you right here Saturday morning for a whole hour of Motormouth's morning drive. Peace, patience, and kindness. Happy, healthy motoring. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.